exactly just before the budget and with an ambitious plan of Viksit Bharat, we are trying hard as a country to come up with a roadmap which really takes us there. The current economic structure requires some serious reforms. This has been discussed all the time. But now is the time where there is an aggressive clarity and plan, aggressive, clear plan. So I will start with Mr. Panagariya. You have just written a book and you have considered all aspects of our economic priorities. So what are your opening remarks?
Okay, no, there is a lot that we have done in the past, including under the current Prime Minister Modi, and there is a lot left to be done. I would start, say, with the implementation of the 4 labor codes. These are labor codes which we had enacted in the Parliament in 2019 and 2020, but their implementation is still to be done. So I think that would be, that in some sense today is the low-hanging fruit. Once that is out of the way, there is a whole host of reforms which have to do with the GST, personal income taxation, privatization, higher education reform. So there are areas, I've always felt that reform is a long-drawn, ongoing process. It's not a one-time deal. We, for good reasons, celebrate 1991, but that was just the beginning. 3 decades later, we still have things to do.
Yeah. So 91 reference comes very often, Mr. Singh. What we need to understand to go forward now, that some past experience has to be understood in the correct perspective, so we don't make those mistakes. There is still a great overhang of centralized command and control economy. The economic activity has to be led by public sector, over importance on public sector enterprises with strong bureaucratic control. These legacies, the baggage, we have to shed.
No, I agree fully with what you are saying. And in the light of what my friend Arvind Panagariya has said, that there is a lot which has been achieved in the last few years under the Prime Ministership of Prime Minister Modi. A lot more needs to be done. But since your question is directly on the overhang and the shadows of what circumstances led to 1991, the fact remains that we were under the shadow of Fabian socialism. That baggage determined the course of economic strategy and policy, beginning from our independence with the constitution of the Planning Commission, a controlled economy, a controlled planned economy with micromanagement. And we have, in spite of repeated attempts, not fully been able to shed that mind. That kind of an overhang of the mindset reflects itself on the difficulties which we are encountering in the reforms of the factors of production, which was partly alluded. Labor is one, capital is the other, in terms of our ability to look at the most efficient modalities for banking intermediation, making capital available at efficient cost. In terms of availability of land, for instance, I think that we have not been able to get out of the fact, and to make India a competitive destination for not only doing business, but also making India an attractive place for being able to harness our export capability and to manage our balance of payments in a credible way.